In my first video, I showed you how to make homemade butter in several very easy steps. Now I'm going to show you how you can flavour it. Here we have garlic and lemon zest, basil, paprika and cilantro with jalapeno peppers. So we're going to make a nice basil butter. I love basil. So, right, plenty, probably about a palm full, he says, using strict measurements. This wonderful fresh basil that we got from the garden now. We chopped it up very finely and we've mixed it into some of this wonderful butter that we made earlier. So what's better? You've made your own butter and then you've made your own flavoured butters. Just taking out the seeds and that little white pithy content that all peppers have, and that's really where all the heat is, so we don't want that. We don't want the heat. We just want a little bit of fieriness. We don't want it to burn everybody. That wonderful green chili. Now, this would be wonderful to spread over a steak. This would be fantastic to use over any grilled meat. That chili will just give it a little bit of heat. If you don't like cilantro, which a lot of people don't, some people actually have a reaction to it, parsley would be just as good, or even other wild herbs would be fantastic. So we'll just get that mixed in with the back of the fork, and then again we'll use the spoon just to finish off. Oh, wonderful. So then we're just going to transfer this to our container here. And these will last, I would say, they'll last in the fridge about a week or so, but to be honest, they're so fantastic that I can't imagine they're going to actually last more than a few days because you're just going to eat them. That's butter number 2, cilantro and green serrano chili. And now we're going to do flavoured butter number 3, and for this one I've decided to use some smoked paprika. I love paprika, and this, anytime that you want to add a little bit of heat, this is actually fantastic just to use as the base when you're cooking up some onions and you're going to cook a stew, and you can use this not just to garnish, but you can actually use this as a base in at the beginning of a meal to fry some onions in. Oh, and the flavours are just fantastic. But if you're doing like a chili and you wanted to serve some bread with this, I would use this, and I'd just toast this on top of the bread and put this on. Again, we've just mixed it up. Just mix it up roughly with the fork. Now we're going to get the butter well in there, and that's why you need this really to be at room temperature. We want to really mix it in well, and the smell from this is just incredible. Oh, so that's our beautiful paprika butter. I'm going to pop that into a pot there. Obviously you can make this as garlicky as you like, but I'm going to use about 4 good cloves there. As with everything else, the smaller you chop it, be it chilies or garlic or even herbs, the more flavour you're going to get out of them, because the surface area of each little piece is bigger, and so it's going to release more of its natural flavours. So for example, with garlic, if you roast a whole head of garlic, it's going to be quite sweet. But if you mince garlic very finely, then you're going to get quite a lot of that powerful garlic flavour, and that's what we're going to do when we make garlic butter today. Always make sure to wash lemons, even organic ones sometimes. The organic ones shouldn't have any wax on them, but if they aren't organic, they'll often have a wax coating. You want to just make sure you get rid of that before you use it, because you certainly don't want that in your butter. And we're just going to grate a little bit. Make sure you don't go into the white, so you just want to be getting the yellow bit, because that white pith is very bitter. You can see this butter's beautiful and soft now with this garlic, so this is going to be really rich and garlicky. We're just going to mix it in gently with a fork to break it down, and then we're going to get some spoon action in there. And this is a wonderful one, garlic and lemon zest. It's so fresh, and this I would really recommend using. Oh my gosh, this would be wonderful on a steak, this would be great on fish, this would be perfect to make garlic bread. With some of these butters, I love the taste of garlic, so I would put this directly on a steak, but it is better if it's kind of cooked down. So I love this with French bread, beautiful baguette sliced, put this butter in between each slice, wrap it in foil, bake it in the oven so you have incredible garlic bread. And that's fantastic if you're having a barbecue or a dinner party and you want some special kind of bread for each meal. Love it. The basil butter is wonderful, spread on a piece of toast or some toasted crostini, and then topped with some finely chopped tomatoes, a little bit of red onion, a bit of mozzarella, as almost like a caprese salad crostini with this basil butter underneath. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. This is probably my favorite, my all-time favorite, cilantro and green chili. It's really hot, it's really powerful. Put this on top of a lamb chop or a pork chop that you've grilled and let that melt over it. The flavors and that little bit of heat there, incredible. And then finally, the paprika. Now you could also use red chili if you wanted, though it'd be a bit powerful. This paprika butter I like to actually use in cooking, so I'll break it down. So I'll actually melt it down in a pan with a little bit of oil as well to stop it burning, and I'll just fry onions in it and I'll use that as the base. Or even caramelize some, or even melt this in a pan, add a tiny bit of oil, fry some onions in it until they're lovely and golden brown, and put those on top of a hot dog or a hamburger. Sensational stuff. So flavored butter. Give it a try at home. Use your imagination. I also make curry butters. I use thyme butter, rosemary butter, whatever you've got in the larder or your pantry, whatever you like, whatever your favorite flavors are. Give it a try. Make sure you email me at 4Q and let me know how you get on.